Hello, Kingdom. Hello, I hope you are doing so good. I am. My pits are really sweaty right now because we're about to do this reading, so I'm sure it will be good. I hate that. I've never been a sweaty pit person, but as this energy comes out of the tower, out of the body, it's just like, phew. And I'm like, wow, at least they don't smell like the Grinch, so that's good. All right. Yehovah, you got me going with 2 playing decks here. Been warming these up for about 20 minutes now, which is probably why my pits are sweaty. But we are really going to see what's going on here. And we're just going to do Twin Flame. Okay, Lord, Twin Flame. We haven't done a Twin Flame reading for a while, so I'm quite happy about this because we need to get this. I like to be on track, and I'm trying to still figure out a routine of my schedule for the channel, about what days and when, and making sure I get at least one type of reading up every week. So anyway, so these twin flames, y'all, we're going to see this blue side, which is going to be masculine dominant. 111 was just there. We're going to see the red side here, which is going to be feminine dominant. Red fish, blue fish. Okay. 1 fish, 2 fish. That's right. 1, 2, 3. There's that ascension for you to grow and descend, descend and descend. Yes, exactly, Lord. Jacob's ladder. All right, let's see what's going on with this masculine energy inside. Because we are our own twin flame. So we must look at our energy on the inside before we can reflect it off of their energy on the outside. Because we can only control our own area of control. We can't control theirs. The more that we try to control theirs, the more we lose control of our own, right? So we're going to look at this. Masculine dominant and feminine dominant traits up here on the top within. Then we're going to pull the next deck and we're going to look at them without, with you and your actual twin flame on the outside here on Earth. Okay, so let's see this first inner reflection of you. Whether you are feminine, 211, whether you are masculine, you have masculine and feminine properties. You have that magician and that high priest. You have that magician and that high priestess. 222 to bring in the overall balance of your 6 cups of magician, high priest, magician, high priestess, empress, and emperor. Okay, beautiful. Lord, what's going on for this internal 234? There's that ascension again. Thank you, Lord, for having me look at that. Internal, that one for sure there. Internal masculine 2x2. Thank you. Well, that just flew all the way over there. All right. Thank you. And we will look at the bottom of the deck as that as well. Okay, now we're going to flip over and integrate into this opposite reflection that's also going to polarize or depolarize. We always want it to be polarizing so it can overflow. But if it is depolarizing, there's blockages. There's victim that's not paying rent that you're given a voting right to. Okay, so let's see what's going on the inside. Let's see what's going on the inside. With this feminine, the inside, 321, there was that dissension. The ascension, the outside, the masculine, and then it's going to flip into that integrated reflection and come out with the feminine side. Because it's making more. 333. Good things are always coming, right? Within your 6. Your 6 of cups, we already channeled. 6 also gives us that major arcana of lovers, decision. And when I use these playing cards, there is minor arcana. We're going to use tarot here in just a second to put that major arcana in. But within the numerology and the gematria that I've learned and I've been gifted, I already know what this playing cards, whatever else is already going to be channeled. So we're good. The feminine side is just very hard, because that's that emotional part. And if our victim is ruling our vessel here, it's not going to like the emotions and it's going to fight against it. It's going to, because the devil owns it. Okay. This polarizing energy is the power of God, 411, to help you move on with stable and secureness, feeling in your heart, your temple, your kingdom, your house here, your Tropic of Cancer. But if your victim is ruling your vessel, then you're automatically in your Tropic of Capricorn, which is why it's going to hiss at the Tropic of Cancer. They have to integrate and blend together in order to reproduce more. Otherwise, it's just a block. All right, Lord, this feminine energy 2x2, because we must load the arc 2x2. Oh, those 2 there. I saw that one and then that one came out too. So that's what he says, and we will leave it because I must be obedient. I also have the bottom of the deck. It's just right here. They are not flipped up yet. We have not seen the inner reflection. We are only seeing the face of these cards. The face of these cards is the masculine side. What's on the inside, the actual value of that card, is the moon. the inside, the motherly side, everything that's going to reproduce on. The sun versus the moon. The star is the energy on the inside. So your third eye is blocked. We're getting that right now. There's already a blockage because if you're feminine, your Empress and your Emperor can't meet, your heart is also blocked. So therefore, if your heart is blocked, therefore your throat chakra is going to be blocked, your third eye is going to be blocked, and your crown chakra is going to be blocked. And you have to experience them opening up for the first time, but only you can experience that, sweetheart, okay? So let's check out these reflections first, and then we'll pull some tarot. I feel we'll get that outer layer. This is the inside muscles and the outside muscles, the inside strength and the outside strength, right? All right, let's look at this masculine properties inside of you. This is going to be your ego driven if you have egotistical problems. This will also be your active side, your dominant side. This will also be anything that comes within a flesh, so to speak. All of your addictions are stemmed from here. All of your self-entitlement, self-harm behaviors, everything that's going to be of flesh is going to be coming from that masculine dominant side. What comes with our feminine side is that emotional vulnerability, emotional availability, emotional unavailability, codependency, trauma bonding, because that victim is also going to live there as well within that feminine side. There's a victim on the masculine side and there's a victim on the feminine side. So if that victim can't be kicked out and be told to kick rocks, then this feminine true intuition is not going to be able to run your vessel with your masculine true intuition to be able to integrate these 2 by 2 and move on. Okay, so let's see this masculine power here. Oh my gosh, I love it. Actually, you're doing so well, Twin Flame. Look at this. So let's talk about this Joker card first. This is the Fool. I kept this in all of my playing cards decks because it leads back to the Fool and that overall start. And if you're not able to ascend on in the good, you're just going to be a Joker for the rest of your life here on Earth. However, we see that 2 here. That 2 is that major arcana of Magician, 7-11. And didn't we bring up Magician before tons of times? You have the overall power to manifest what's good for you and your body on the inside. I just saw 717 there, which is a twin number. So thank you for that confirmation, Lord. This Joker here is exactly the playing games that you're playing yourself as you think that you're playing everybody else. Or they have played you over and over and over, thinking when really they've played themselves. So there's this reflection of how your twin flame has treated you, but then there's also this reflection of how you treated you from their energy. You've held on to this, and now things need to change in your pentacles. Your potential energy needs to change. You're approaching yourself as your victimology as a Joker. But when that turns around, that Fool is going to come right up because that's what's on the inside, not on the outside. And everything will change. Okay, I love that so much because it gives you this forward movement, this body of Christ, this chariot moving in that forward direction. We brought that up in Experiencing God this morning, so you might want to go back and check out that for the few minutes it was. And then we also have this Magician energy with this too, right? Well, this is this masculine dominant, this High Priestess here. But then we also have that Magician High Priestess already on this side. We don't even see what these cards are yet, but because this is here, that has to be over here now. Because Adam has this, Eve must have it. That's why the Magician always has one more. Now, if you're representing yourself as a Joker, you're also not seeing that this Magician energy has now been showing you it is actually manipulation energy. And as you are being manipulated, this is why this whole emotional unavailability comes in. This mental damage of these fears, which is the power of Satan. It's not from the power of God. This fear of rejection, this fear of abandonment, this fear of never being good enough when really you're just not good enough for yourself. It's all what you think about yourself that you try to blame everyone else for, honey. And you have to accept it. 9/11, Jesus is right here. Thank you. You have to accept yourself and what you have done to yourself before things can make a positive change. The worst of it's over. The worst of it's over. You've been hurt. You're feeling this. And I'm going to say that because I feel this separation. 2 is this shift, this paradigm reflection, 11/11, really in all of these elements here. Our wands is our 1s, our swords is our 2s, our cups is our 3s, and our pentacles is our 4s. So with this ascension and this descension, the big breath in and the big breath out, the death and rebirth, this generational cycle that continues to go, it can't flow properly. Okay, it can't flow properly until this Joker has stopped playing its game and you've allowed it to have that boundary. This twin flame separation is definitely here because the separation has to happen. The separation of yourself has to happen first, but it's going to be triggered by the separation of your twin flame on the outside. Now, when you are no longer in separation with yourself, when you become emotionally available, when you become not a victim because you're managing it and now you're a child of God, you have that inner strength and that outer strength, which is exactly what we're looking at here. Everything's going to start to be coming together for you in a different way because you're no longer focusing on them and you're putting that love and intention back into you. You're putting that love and intention back out to them, and it's not being received because it's not yours to control, for one, and for two, there's no love and intention on the inside to base that drive of your chariot to put that projection out. And when you begin to project your emotions, you're not protecting, okay? If you are projecting, you're not protecting, okay? If someone is projecting to you, it makes you feel like you have to protect yourself, right? Plain and simple. Let's see the bottom of the deck here after I get my balance. 1111 was just there. I also love this because we're looking at this Fool. This is that 1, that 0 to 1 overall. And then we have that 2 there, that Magician. So clearly this new start is here and it's beautiful. 1123, we just saw also that 1111, that 2 right there. But then 23 is also going to lead us back to this major arcana of Hierophant, our overall character, morals, and ethics and integrity that we hold within our body of Christ here. But that's also 23 chromosomes. I love it. Okay, well, I will get that phone call later in just a little bit. So now let's look at this feminine side. And I absolutely love this because, and I know I missed the bottom of the deck, but we're going to look at those reflections in a different way. Here's this masculine outside. This Joker, the way that you're presenting yourself, really this mask that needs to come off 1211 because things need to change right here. And Jehovah's already said that. I'd like to give you new flesh. I'd like to give you a new heart. I'd like to fix everything for you that doesn't make you peaceful. Okay, that's all there. But within, this is how you feel. This 5 of Swords, your mental capacity of why you treat yourself like the Joker, is blocking you from your overall love. 12, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that ascension right there to fill you and overfill you over and over and over. 1 and 2, that 3 Empress energy. But then that 3 and 4 is that 7, that body of Christ, that chariot, once again, in order to move that around. That masculine dominant current just holds that power. But the feminine energy is what pulls it through within that fire and that earth and that heat, right? Heat and oxygen together are only going to create more. And if this 5 of Swords here is blocking you from knowing exactly what you need to change, you're not going to be able to release it out. You're going to be able to hold it within your body. And that's a lot of heat and oxygen, 1311, to be formed against you within your victim, okay? This 10 of Cups here, you have to have a 9 of Cups first, which is that self-love cup club. Okay, within this twin flame separation, you must love yourself first. You need to divide your old heart from your new heart, your Old Testament from your New Testament in order to move on. But there is faith, there is goodness coming, and I'll tell you why. If we look at this arc here, okay, they're not loaded 2 by 2. It's already imbalanced because this is masculine energy. 1, 2, 3 are in the positive. 1 and 2 are in the negative. This arc was loaded more clean spirits than the unclean spirits, the same way that Noah was directed. So this 5 of Swords is positive. Once this separation can happen in the 3D, the separation will happen in the 5D. When that happens, it'll also bloom back out in the future because what goes around comes back around because it's yours and it will be returned as Jesus so says it will. And then that 10 of Cups will come around to continue filling up your 9 of Cups. But we see that 3 by 3 is 9. So 1, 2, 3, you have to love your emotions. You have to become your own best friend. You have to hug that victim on the inside before anything can happen in your 10 of Cups, in your rainbow, in your happy home, in your stability, and everything that you've ever wanted within your wish fulfillment with your 2 inner children and your 2 kings and queens, really all 4, all 16, honestly, to be able to have everything good. Now, we have taken this masculine, reflected it this way. Now, as we grow and ascend this primally light stacking in order to make this flush, it's going to bounce back this way. And then it's going to bounce back that way. So we'll check that out in a minute, which is why God waited on that. 1511, that flush in the justice. Flush is right here. Love it. Also, flesh goes back to this magician energy. And let me tell you how, because magician in Psalm 119 is the bet. And bet in Hebrew is the tent, the skin that holds around our intuition, our truest form, which is already needing this unreversal because this 5 of Swords needs to get out of the way. And if 5 of Swords goes in, that means 6 of Swords. So that's emotionally, mentally walking away, and that victim will no longer be in charge of your vessel. Okay, I love it. Let's see here. Thank you. 9 of Wands. This works perfectly because you're not able to ascend into your highly body. You're not mastering your emotions as a child of God is required to grow and ascend, to walk this path of self-forgiveness, which Jesus already did for you. And what has Jesus done? All good. What Jesus did every day? Good. All Jesus has to look forward for is good. The more that you hold yourself back in your masculine current of the world and everything that's made you feel like the shitty person that you think that you are, you're not that shitty person, but you've been tricked to think that. Here's this 9 of Wands. I already told you that wands are ones. So there's 9 11s there. So Jesus is there. You're just refusing to see him to help you move on here because you can't do this path of self-forgiveness alone. You have to meet this other part of yourself. You are your own twin flame before you can be their twin flame, and vice versa. This 9 of Wands, we can't even tell if it's loaded, clean or unclean, because it is an ultimate reflection of the same energy. It is overpowering everything about your vessel, your tower. And there's a big 9 there. So there's 3 empresses. There's three queens. Your Queen of Swords, your Queen of Cups, and your Queen of Pentacles that are waiting to give you everything good about yourself. Okay, you can't move on in this direction anymore because it's only going to send you back down that vicious cycle that we saw. Okay, all of this in and out, this ascension, descension is happening. It just is depending on how your energy is polarizing. And right now, you cannot polarize with yourself to bring yourself together for that big 5, that Hierophant energy, okay? I love that so much. 9 is where this Empress energy is trying to meet this masculine, but there's so many wands and lies and deceit and manipulation and foolery and mind confuction in the way to even clear out to see. There's so much, you know, I'm really just seeing like a sparkler right now, or like a firework, like a firecracker. That's what 9 of Wands is. You just can't get out of it because there's so much going on and you can't see the truth. And then before you know it, they've multiplied times 1,000 and you're just still continuing to be stuck. You're continuing to be stuck. So how do you get yourself out of those firecrackers? You have to go in, be still, know, and trust that this is just temporary. This is just right now. This is meant to teach you something. So when you're confused, when you're feeling this power of Satan, God, what is this feeling right now? Because I know this ain't from you. Can you please show me what I'm missing here? Can you please help me change? Because I can't do this alone, this path of self-forgiveness. I'm hanging on the cross here, really, because 5 of Swords here, right? That wicked witch of Israel, Jezebel energy, has got my mind so much against myself that I can't move on. And the true inner child of me, in the woman's side, the feminine side, is trafficked and put away in spiritual jail, and I'm just allowing her to sit there. That part of you is sitting in jail, and you're just allowing it to sit there. Joke's on you, huh? Your victimology is going to turn this against me right now, and you're probably going to click off, and I don't really care. However, if you're still staying here, this is the time. The time is now to overrule your victim and to manage it and to understand that I have so much more good coming if I just honored my true self, because your victim isn't your true self. Your victim is every single thing that has happened to you or towards you or about you or against you, against your brain, that has hurt, that has been painful. You haven't held on to the thing that did it. It was the emotion. It was the feeling. It was the pain. It was the 9 of Wands that continued to suffer. Six of Wands right here. There's that victory. I absolutely love it. Now, what's between there? A 3. Holy shit, Lord. 4 of Wands. We saw that. We saw 4 Wands at the very beginning and we talked about it. Look at there. There's 19 Wands. Okay, now let's talk about 19 Wands. 9 plus 1 is 10 Wands. And we have 10 Wands right here. 10 Wands will get you moving up to the new Ace of Wands. However, it's also going to bring you that Page of Wands, the way to apologize to yourself, to be able to communicate, because Page of Swords is going to be new messages, new communication to talk to yourself and your inner children on the inside when you have that victory. Now, if we load this arc 2 by 2, that means Cups is also involved, which is that Empress energy, which is right here 3 times. So let's add this. If we add this 3 times, that's 6 of Fours, 6 of Pentacles. If we add this 3 times, that's 12 of Pentacles. Isn't that amazing? It's been there that whole entire time. It's there right now. This is just what you're choosing to see, which is why this continues to happen. 9 is divisible by 9 over and over and over and over. So can you imagine if you just took the 9 out? You'd have that victory. You'd be able to move on in the right direction, 2111 for yourself. You'd be able to get rid of that and overflow that cup. Because if there's 10 of Wands here, then there's got to be 10 of Cups. And if there's 10 of Cups, it's right here. And we already talked about it. Okay, it's already projected for you. You're just not seeing it clearly. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck again. One more time, he said. 4 of Cups over here. My goodness, see? 4 of Wands plus 2 more is 4 of Cups. This overall control of your heart and not letting that victim live there anymore. Okay, Jesus is a carpenter and he'll come on in and clear it out for you and give you this strength and this restoration of faith. You know, he prays that all the dead come alive, and the dead are living in these wands, the of earth. All that temptation of sin, everything that the earth, the Joker, thinks that the earth can offer is what's going to fill him up. Yet he doesn't realize that the own victim, the own fool is himself, and what will fill him up is his own love. It's his own self-path of forgiveness. 4 Cups there to confirm that 4 of Wands that we saw at the very beginning. 2211, shut up, Lord. Queen of Wands, shut up. Exactly. We talked about that Queen of Wands. Well, there's Queen of Swords here, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles. But that Queen of Wands is the one that has to sit there, 2222, accept herself, recognize her own issues, and move on. And the Empress must do it first before the King. Eve sinned before Adam did. King of Swords is also right here, which is really funny because if the King is around, so is the Queen, and that Queen of Swords is coming. She's on her way. Look at that. Holy shit. 6 of Cups right there. I love it. Page of Cups too. That Queen of Cups, excuse me. Well, that Queen of Cups is here because of this, but this King of Swords, that Queen of Swords is around. It's already projected, and we saw that. And here's this Queen of Wands. Okay, love it. 6 of Swords. My goodness, Lord, there's confirming that as well. My goodness, Lord, that's so funny. All right, let's pull out this outer layer. Let's see exactly what's going on in the 3D. 2311 there. Holy shit. Do you see that reversal? We were looking at the inside and I said 1123 and I loved it because it was that Hierophant energy, that divine union, but it's also our chromosomes on the 5D. So now we're flipping it on the outside in the 3D and we saw 2311, the opposite mirror. Thank you, Lord, for that. I love that. I love it when the numbers and the timing just work out. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Lord, for this gift. Also, we talked about that 6, that overall lover's decision, and you're in that 6 of Wands, right? You're going to have that victory when you realize your victim doesn't operate you anymore. And look at 6 and 6 and 6. This is that lover's decision. Oh my gosh, there's a Joker right there. That's funny. Look at that too. Look at, he's full of bullshit there. Bullshit, bukaka there. And here, he's all born anew. Love it. So we have 6 and 6. This is that lover's decision. Hang on. What am I doing here? Why can't I see this? Let's do this here. So if we flip this to that, this is Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Capricorn. This is why it's blocked and why it doesn't work. But pretend that this is another 9-2, which we're going to bring up here. This is why this has to blend and integrate so that 69, that Tropic of Cancer, can come in. Okay. We also have 666 here, which is Revelation 13:18, man's true number of alignment on the inside and the outside. That 6 of Cups overall. Love it, Lord. Thank you for that. And I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, he makes me burp up my tower. All right, Lord, let's get this 3D insight here for this masculine, for this Knight of Cups is already coming out. So now what's going to happen, dear, is when this 5D integration changes, when you're able to have that paradigm shift and see truly, talk to yourself and communicate, return home, have that victory, be able to bring home your inner children on the inside, so it can only flood your heart with the goodness for your royalty here, your nations, 2511 there, your kings and your queens, all 8 of them, 4 and 4, okay? Then we have this Knight of Cups, so this Emperor energy is really trying to come meet this Empress on the outside. There's that desire there, this masculine of yours or this opposite person, you guys were adults with the energies. Not only are you feeling it mutual on the inside, which is why this craving to heal and to not feel this pain anymore is here, but this twin flame on the outside has also been feeling the mutual feelings of this separation and what is going on within their tower. Twin flame telepathy is very much here, and body sensations. There has been multiple dreams about it because the queen can go back to the mom, which is the moon, and the knight. And we have the knight because the Knight of Cups just came out, the knight of your heart. And so in the middle of the night, it's very hard for him to sleep because he continues to think about you in this regret here, which is all right there within that Joker card, which is also going to keep you up feminine because you're not fucking understanding why you're not sleeping well. But it's very, very mutual because not only are you trying to mirror on the inside, he is also trying to mirror, I feel, if he's represented as a cup, okay, he is trying to mirror himself while you're trying to mirror yourself, while both of you are trying to mirror yourselves together on the outside. There's 3 people in a relationship, me, you, and us, and that's it, besides Jesus Christ, but duh, we already know that. All right, masculine energy, Lord, this masculine energy on the outside here. Let's see here. The Empress, you are joking me. I love it. This masculine on the outside, your twin flame, your separation, or masculine, maybe this is you and this is what this feminine is going through, but you've also experienced this or can resonate if you're still here after being told you have a victim. Now, this Empress energy is this main current overall. We've seen that from the very, very, very beginning because of all those 3s and those 9s and those 6s right here. This reproduction has to happen overall by that way of that Empress energy. And this Empress is really in the lead of this divine current and this divine union, which I told you, Eve has to come before Adam. Eve sinned first. Adam has to be able to take personal accountability for himself too and say, forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned, just as Eve did, okay? Which, I mean, did Eve really do that? But in the sense of scientifically, physiologically, the way that this energy works, if Eve put it there, the fairy, the ark, has to be unloaded the way that it was put there. So if Eve sinned first in Adam, then Eve has to unsin in Adam for Adam to unsin. So see how that works there? Lord, what else is here? I love that that Empress card came out because that divine union on the outside is really trying to bring these 2 twin flames together because of that desperate mutual feeling. I really, really feel that. And this is why these victims need to be kicked out, because how is an Empress going to attract a Knight of Cups? Okay, Queen of Pentacles is here, absolutely, because I told you Queen of Pentacles was here. 1 and 4, what has to go around comes around. And if that Queen of Wands is there representing herself, that Queen of Pentacles is on the inside. And here it is, but this is also this masculine energy. So once again, there is this overall desire to know their true self and to know everything that this Empress energy inside of them has to offer themselves, everything good and everything bad. This also might be the person of that happy home and that heart, the desire to come back to have a beginning with you. This home that we talked about within that 411 card, that 4 of Wands. You're the mom to his kids that he thinks about. You're the wife to the happy home. You're everything that's going to keep that home together for him. And so this is why he's really trying to find it and mutually find it, see it inside of his own vessel as well. We have one more card here, but I want to bring up Pentacles one more time. These 4s, fire, air, earth, and water. It's everything that you have to offer yourself. So Queen of Potentials. You always have potential in your king and queens. Okay, let's see this last card here. 5 of Pentacles. You are joking me, Lord. I love it so much. 5 of Pentacles is here in the negative because it's absolutely blocked. This is 20, which tells me there's 4 wheels. 4 wheels is going to be 10 each in gematria, which leads up to 40. And 40 is Hanged Man, which is surrendering. You are drowning in your emotional state right now because your victims left your ass out in the cold. The power of Satan has left your ass out in the cold. Okay, masculines? And another reason as to why this feminine is feeling this is because this is why it's so hard, because this feeling left out in the cold is also on the inside. It will no longer be there because it's a feeling. It's all flesh. As soon as you take it in and you recognize this inner strength inside of your mental capacity here that the Lord has so given you, will overrule all of that. We talked about that. How is your arc loaded? Okay. All right, Lord, let's do bottom of the deck for this masculine side, and then we're going to move on to this feminine side. 7 of Wands. Very funny. There's that 6 of Wands there. We had that 4 of Wands, but this is not loaded 2 by 2 because that 8 of Wands should be there. That fresh communication, the back and the front, to continue reproducing this energy on within that strength, right? But that 7 of Wands here, this is still this masculine power. He's very, very defensive because he has 6 of Wands. He already has his victory. He's been through the hard shit. He doesn't want to go through that shit again. But he still is trying to figure out a way to move forward within that 7, that body of Christ, that chariot, this mutual feeling of how am I going to get her in my heart and not be left out in the cold anymore. But I have to come home to myself because I left myself out in the cold. And this is why this ego is so hard to shred off, because he's held on for it for so long. Okay, I love it. Jehovah, let's do that feminine side here. This feminine viewpoint on the outside here with this mutual mirroring, these 6s and 6s. I mean, this whole lover's decision up the wall here for sure. Judgment in the positive. I absolutely love it. That's why that Empress is being represented as an Empress. She's done the damn thing, even though the masculine doesn't understand that this victim is here. But this feminine has made friends with this victim, has become friends with it. But she understands that if I feed this victim the right food, it's going to overpower me, which is why I have to be very careful of my judgment, 3111. She also feels that the judgment time is here. It's now. And this masculine, she has no idea if he's thinking or feeling about it, but she's only focusing on hers. And masculine, that's exactly what someone who does not live in their victim does. Okay. Or feminine, if you're in your masculine properties. Okay, everything that is of power of Satan comes from earth, comes from flesh. And so if it begins to feel different, if it begins to give you a different sign, it's because you're not going that right direction of the way that your body is, your vessel is being loaded. Okay, that judgment is here. I love that because that's 2021. That leads back to that overall Empress energy. And that Empress has to be in the good to be able to reproduce more. What else is here? There's 3 cards. Wow. Judgment. The Emperor in the negative. You are joking me, Lord. Adam ain't meeting her at the door because he don't want to be judged. 7 of Wands. Adam ain't meeting her at the door because he don't want to be judged. This victim inside of you doesn't want to meet you at the door because you don't want to be judged. The Hermit in the negative. There's that overall 9 that we saw right there, that Jesus energy, that will to go down and really understand what's going to move you in the right direction. What is now going to load your ark? It was unclean before, and Jehovah is going to come on down with Yeshua and remove it all and get your ark sailing in the right direction, out of the darkness and into the light. I love it. I love it so much. That is definitely union vibes as well, because as long as Jesus is the center of your heart, separated, it's going to move you in the right direction as always. And no matter if you're masculine or you're feminine, what they've chosen on their own self-healing spiritual journey, you have no control over that. You only have control over you. This masculine is figuring his own shit out, but it's not nearly as advanced and deep as this feminine side. And this is why this feminine is triggering and really in control of this whole twin flame separation, 3311, because that overall current is right here and it's been there from the very beginning. Both of these twin flames are pretty much halfway through this journey. This separation had to happen, and it was necessary for both of these to eventually come back together and good, and to be able to reproduce on and be both emotionally available towards themselves and towards each other. I also had a huge channel download message on Facebook this morning about being emotionally available and emotionally unavailable. You might want to go check that out. Let's see the bottom of the deck here for this feminine side. 4 of Cups. You are joking me, Lord. Exactly what goes around comes around. And if you got a broken heart, you're just going to continue to have a broken heart. But if you fill your cup up because you had that missed opportunity, you're going to be able to fill it and move it on. Because look at this, 2 by 2, 4 by 2 is 6. We have 6 of Cups right there. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 of Cups, you walked away, which is why there's a missed opportunity, but you got to see and gain knowledge from it. That 9 of Cups is next on that masculine current because Jesus is here. We also saw 9 of Cups here with that 1 and then loading that 2 by 2, right? So if we have 8 of Cups, we're also going to have 10 of Cups. We've seen that from the very beginning. You just have to go through the steps. You have to undo what was done to put new steps in, to make room for more. Temperance energy, absolutely. Your 1 and 4, your fire through your earth, and everything that has to be good on the inside to balance you on land and water. If we add 1 and 4 together, that's also 5. That Hierophant energy that branches to that temperance, those one overall source to branch down to your masculine and your feminine properties. side by side, sun and moon, back and forth, front. One more card. Two of Pentacles. What goes around comes around. This Joker, this Fool is going through that Temperance energy. And we saw that. We saw the filling and we saw the defilling, the detox. We saw why it all has to change and what has to change on the inside before it can change on the outside. You have to be willing to make the change. And honey, you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Death. Death in the negative. You are joking. You need to go back and watch Experiencing God this morning. Love you, twin flames. Wounds into light.